Freddie Gibbs stands as a titan in his own right who has overcome Instagram bans, industry blackballs, and a pair of, alleged, ass-whoopings that could have tarnished any person's career. Yet, he continues to climb the ranks of hip-hop even after public feuds with Benny the Butcher, academics, and two of his baby moms. This week, the rapper marked another career milestone during Art Basel, closing out the annual Miami-based event on stage with Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign at the Vulture's rave. His appearance felt like a culmination of the years of grinding through quality bodies of work that shone throughout the underground yet failed to penetrate through the mainstream. Going back to the late 2000s, Gibbs consistently delivered impeccable mixtapes, such as The Miseducation of Freddie Gibbs, that showcased his grit and lyrical agility. The underground buzz snowballed into a deal with Jeezy's CTE that eventually crumbled into a bitter years-long feud between the two. However, the major shift in his career occurred around 2014 when his long-awaited joint project with Madlib, Piñata, dropped. This project allowed the gangsta rap revivalist to position himself as one of the most versatile figures hip-hop whose chopper-like flow paired well with the smooth cadences of Raekwon and Scarface just as effortlessly as the eccentric vocal acrobatics of Young Thug and Danny Brown. An underground king with a Grammy nod. In the years since then, Gibbs refined his skill set to even more critical applause. He joined forces with The Alchemist on the Grammy-nominated Alfredo, losing to none other than Hit-Boy and Nas, who earned his first-ever Grammy that night. Then came his solo major label debut with Dollar Old separately. Gibbs had already lyrically sparred with some of the greatest MCs to ever touch a microphone throughout his career, holding his weight alongside everyone from Black Thought and Yasin Bey to Killer Mike, Bun B, and Pusha T. However, Dollar was an exercise in commercial viability alongside streaming champs, like Moneybagg Yo and Offset, along with previous collaborators, such as Rick Ross and Anderson .Paak. The thing with Gibbs is that he's never necessarily had a fair shot to reach the mainstream masses in his career. Despite projects like Bandana, Alfredo, and Dollar doing well on the charts compared to other entries in his catalog, he hasn't had a moment where he's been able to test the depth of his lyrical capabilities alongside the success stories of his era, namely Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar. Still, his recent appearance on Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's Vulture's listening party indicates that Gibbs' reign as an elite MC is far from over. Freddie Gibbs appears on Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's Vulture's. Debuting Back to Me in Miami as part of the $yen listening party, Gibbs delivered what sounds like could be the best verse of the album so far. In fact, the reaction by the other rappers who shared the stage with Ty Dolla $ign and Ye said as much when Gibbs rapped, this that sh*t that make rap n*** as mod. Dirk and Offset, for example, noticeably lost their rhythm as Gibbs rapped along to his verse on stage dressed looking like a giant construction cone. He either missed the memo about the dress code or Kanye isn't as stringent as he was during the Donda sessions. It's a moment of vindication for Freddie and a massive win for those who followed Gibbs' career from Pitchfork darling to a Grammy nod. More importantly, the newfound alliance between Gibbs and Kanye feels like this could be the beginning of a fruitful relationship. Considering Pusha T's absence from Kanye's immediate inner circle, there's an opening for a resident coke rapper, and there's no one better to assume that role than Gibbs. Plus, Gibbs has shown a lack of concern over cancel culture. If he could stand next to Joe Rogan post-N-word compilation, then it's suffice to say he doesn't have any issues linking up with Yeezy. Gangsta Gibbs meets Yeezy. One could hope that Back to Me becomes the first of many collaborations in the future. The Gary, Indiana native's ear for production has never failed and Ye remains one of the greatest producers ever, even if his lyrical abilities have faltered over time. From what's surfaced so far, Vultures is largely lyrically fueled by Ye's comical bars that don't necessarily have the same charm as they once did when he rapped about getting a *shoal bleach on his t-shirt. However, Gibbs seems to be injecting a much-needed dose of lyricism that would have otherwise lacked. That said, Freddie Gibbs could play a significant role in Kanye's redemption arc and that relationship could be mutually beneficial. There's a two-part resolution for Ye to regain the good faith of the public. Firstly, he should refrain from speaking publicly, especially when he conflates hate speech with free speech. Secondly, and most importantly, he needs to deliver quality music that reaches the caliber he once set for himself. For that, he requires a return to his roots. In recent years, Ye's best production arrived when he worked alongside Pusha T, who stepped down from his role as the God Music president amid Kanye's anti-Semitic rants. With an artist like Gibbs, who leans into the same dimension of cocaine raps as Push, Ye could very well help the Gary, Indiana rapper produce his magnum opus. Could Kanye West produce Freddie Gibbs' next album? Although the two don't necessarily have a history together, we've heard how a collaboration between the two might sound like in the past. Madlib initially sent the beat for No More Parties in LA Foot Kendrick Lamar to Freddie. Later, Gibbs released a freestyle of his own over the beat, which later became subject to fan-made mashups to exceptional results. If Body to Me delivers in the way it did in Miami, it seems like a hopeful sign that Freddie Gibbs could add Kanye West to his repertoire of upper-echelon producers that he's worked with. Ultimately, Freddie Gibbs could end up becoming the only rapper with the bragging rights of having full albums produced by The Alchemist,